more lion in the grass than long-term drought. That's no longer true. The working world has become a place where risk runs rampant. Secure jobs are becoming obsolete. The industries in which we've worked are disappearing altogether. Entirely new kinds of businesses are arising overnight. Pensions and other retirement benefits are disappearing. We are under constant pressure to stay technologically current. Demands on our time in and outside the workplace are expanding. Suddenly, all these concerns are universal, chronic, and stressful. Even if you're someone who can reasonably expect to work in one discipline over the course of a lifetime, the need to respond and adapt to technological and organizational upheavals means your work is transforming at a rate similar to that of those who career hop. Circumstances beyond our control can quickly alter our jobs and expectations and long-range plans, for the worse or for the better, and sometimes both. A company being sold, a startup failing, a call from a headhunter, a pension reduced, a chance encounter on a plane with a potential investor, a pink slip. Keeping one's head down and doing the work competently used to insulate the vast majority of workers from job disruption. But today, this approach is among the greatest risks of all. Today's working world is constantly fluctuating and fast-paced. Jobs and job categories are being destroyed and created in a matter of a few years rather than decades, leaving behind people who are uncomfortable with change. More and more of us, voluntarily and involuntarily, are making high-risk professional zigs and zags, jumping into the unknown of new working landscapes without much in the way of predictable outcomes or safety nets. The making it up as they go along, self-employed in multiple freelance jobs, who knows what's next fraction of the population is growing fast. According to a recent MIT report, approximately half the jobs being created as the economy recovers from the Great Recession will be freelance. And according to a study from the financial services software company Intuit, 40% of us, maybe 60 million Americans, will be in some measure self-employed by the end of this decade. These are huge numbers. By the day, we are creating new businesses or professions that barely existed a decade ago. There's even a new term of art, solopreneurs, that encompasses individuals designing apps, creating virtual stores, managing social media, and coaching people in their lives and work. Multiple studies suggest that a young person starting work in 2015 must anticipate staying in any single job for an average of just 4 years, and working at as many as a dozen different places over the course of an ever-lengthening working lifetime. And even those of us further along the professional track must assume that we may well be working at something quite different a decade from now. The American economy is a reconfigured and reconfiguring one, and modern workplace threats don't have simple solutions. Job security for almost anyone at any level is a quaint 20th century artifact. Today, for most people, to do only one kind of work, let alone work for a single company, is often to consign oneself to disappointment or failure. Each of us is living in a new realm of ambiguity, which can result in an anxiety-producing, chronic state of indecision. In our working lives, when self-identity and financial well-being hang in the balance, most of us are conservative, reluctant to play the odds aggressively. Risk-taking at work used to be territory reserved for entrepreneurs, a slightly eccentric minority with a special temperament, bold or flaky, or both. 38 years ago, when I started my career, I didn't think of myself as a risk-taker. But I realize now, having repeatedly quit one job for the next and hopped from one industry to another, I was doing something different from that of most of my contemporaries, or at least those I knew. This was not a strategic decision. I had a wide variety of interests, but no particular skill sets, and I felt no urgent calling. Rather than committing myself at the outset to one career, I experimented. My half-dozen distinct professional tracks: banking, international television, magazine